West Virginia basketball team has now lost 7 in a row. Why did they lose the game to Texas Tech, and what are my thoughts? Stay tuned, and I'll tell you. What is up, college sports fans, fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Coos, and I'm coming to you once again with another edition of Coos' Corner, where I serve up college football and college basketball content almost every single day. If that's for you, you need to hit that red subscribe button if you haven't yet. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up, and also please share it with your college sports loving friends. If you want to support me financially, you can join Coos' Corner by just pressing the join button underneath the video or joining my Patreon page. Check out all the different levels and all the perks that come with being a member. Now let's get on with the show. West Virginia drops yet another game in the Big 12, this time to Texas Tech in Morgantown by the score of 60-53. I'm going to get into the reasons West Virginia lost this game, but first I'm going to go over some team stats. Field goals, Texas Tech was 22 of 59 for 37.3%. West Virginia was 15 of 62 for 24.2%. They were only 4 of 32 in the second half. Three-pointers, Texas Tech was 4 of 21, 19%. West Virginia, 6 of 24, 25%. Free throws, Texas Tech, 12 of 14, 85.7%. West Virginia, 17 out of 21, 81%. Rebounding, Texas Tech, 46, West Virginia, 40. Assists, Texas Tech, 8, West Virginia, 6. Steals, Texas Tech, 7, West Virginia, 10. Blocks, Texas Tech, 7, West Virginia, 7. Turnovers, Texas Tech, 12, West Virginia, 9. Fouls, Texas Tech, 17, West Virginia, 13. And in largest lead, Texas Tech led by as many as 7, which was the final score. And then West Virginia at one time had a 9-point lead in this game. So West Virginia had many chances to win this game. They had the 9-point lead in the first half. They squandered it away by letting Texas Tech hang around. And you can't let a team as good as Texas Tech do that, especially at home. You need to jump on them, stay on them. So now let me go over the key individual performances from the game. For West Virginia, Jalen Bridges had 16 points on 4 of 8 shooting from three-point range and 5 of 11 overall from the floor. Sean McNeill had 15 points but was only 4 of 16 shooting and only 2 of 9 from three-point range. And then Gabe Osabuohien had a fantastic game, pulling down 13 rebounds and chipping in 8 points. The leading scorers for Texas Tech, Bryson Williams had 15 points, Davion Warren had 11, and Kevin McCullar had 10. So they had 3 guys in double figures. Really good balance, which is what Texas Tech does. Both teams played really good defense in this game. West Virginia did make Texas Tech's life hard in this game. Defensively, the effort was there. They played really hard. I felt like they came out with good energy, good effort. Just couldn't get it done down the stretch. And I'm going to give you my 3 reasons for that. Number 1, West Virginia continues to turn the ball over more than they get assists. They aren't passing the ball very well this year. They had 9 turnovers, which is not terrible, but they only had 6 assists. West Virginia's got to do a better job of passing the basketball on offense. Number 2, they shot 4 of 32 in the second half. You're not going to beat anybody, much less a Big 12 team that's ranked in the top 20 in the country, shooting 4 of 32. And then that dovetails into reason number 3. Taz Sherman did not play in this game. You've got the Big 12 second leading scorer and the team's best scorer out of this game. If he's in that game, I don't think they're going 4 of 32. I think they shoot the ball a little better than that, because you remember how well Taz played in the Baylor game before he got injured. He put up a career high 29 points and was really shooting the ball really well. Had finally got back on track from having COVID. Then the concussion happens, and now he's out again. So just a stretch of bad luck for Taz and for this team. I'm not saying they still shouldn't have won the game, because they still had chances to win. Texas Tech was in the second half. Texas Tech basically chased Jalen Bridges and Sean McNeill around and dared someone else from West Virginia to beat them, and West Virginia wasn't able to capitalize on that and do that. Now, some positives from this game I'm going to take away. Number 1, Jalen Bridges stepped up and played a really good game. Jalen Bridges is starting to look like the Jalen Bridges we thought we'd see this year. He's filling in the gap when Taz is not able to play. He's playing really well. Like I said earlier, he had 16 points in this game. Another positive, they shot free throws well. They were 17 of 21, 81% from the free throw line. as a team. And heck, I think Gabe Osabuohien ended up making 5 or 6 free throws in this game. He shot the ball well. He made 4 big free throws down the stretch that kept West Virginia in the game. Even though they were shooting the ball so poorly from the floor, their free throw shooting kept them in it. And then finally, they had a chance to beat the number 18 team in the country without their best player and without the second leading scorer in the conference. That says something to me about this team. It shows me they've got grit, they've got determination, they want to win. They're just falling short, guys, but I really think they're this close. I think this team is this close to turning the corner and starting to win some basketball games. I know we think the sky's falling right now because they've lost 7 games in a row, but I'm telling you, the effort we're seeing out of this team, the passion this team's playing with, I really think they're this close, guys. You may not think it, but I'm seeing it. This team still has a chance to get in the tournament. If they can put together some wins here in the last 9 games and maybe win a couple games in the Big 12 tournament too, this team can get in the big dance still. There's still a chance. They're not dead yet. Like Bob Huggins said in his post-game press conference, we're not dead yet, guys. Hang with this team. Stick with them. Now I want to address something Now I want to address something else regarding players and how they're reacting to fans on Twitter. Late last night, Kedrian Johnson put out on Twitter, and I quote, "They love you when you're doing good, but act like they don't know it when you're not, question mark, question mark, question mark." I'm assuming he meant act like they don't know you when you're not. Then he put loyalty, question mark, question mark. "Yeah, I don't think so. All me and my teammates have is each other. Hashtag just us." And then Jalen Bridges followed that up today with, he retweeted it and put, "We're all we got." So I want to address that. Number one, as a fan base, we do need to be more careful what we put out on social media and how we approach these players. You can't watch this team yesterday and tell me they weren't putting forth effort. Yes, they were 4 of 32 shooting, but it's not like they wanted to be 4 of 32 shooting. Secondly, we're not the ones putting in the blood, sweat, and tears at practice every day to try to get better. Does that mean we don't have a right to be frustrated? No, it doesn't. We do have a right to be frustrated. But at the same time, the players, I think, also need to have a little bit thicker skin. I know, but what I don't want us to do is we also need to be careful how we respond to these tweets like this. A lot of fans are coming back at them saying they need to be, you need to play better and we won't be hard on you. Some of them are getting mad at them because they're like, "Hey, man, we're the ones spending money to watch you play every week." And there's some truth to that. But I think these guys are posting this stuff sometimes out of frustration. Just like we fans get on Facebook or Twitter and post things about the game and about their play out of frustration, I think these players are doing the same thing. So let's be careful how we come back at them with our replies, because we need to support these guys right now more than any time. I'm not saying we can't critique their play, but let's be careful what we put on social media, okay? Let's show them we have their backs. Let's get behind them and support them. Let's lift them up. But at the same time now, this just us mentality, this us against the world mentality could be what this team needs to turn things around. Maybe they'll come out and play with a chip on their shoulder the next game and play like we've not seen them play all year. So I could actually see them using this as a motivator. Now, I'm not saying we should get on Facebook and Twitter and bash them so that they'll get motivated. I'm not saying that. But I'm thinking they can take a negative and turn it into a positive here, and that's what I'm looking for them to do. So let's have our players' backs. I understand the players could probably be a little more thick-skinned, and I know it's the minority of the fan base probably that's bashing them on social media, and they may not see that. But keep in mind, we have a tendency to get on social media and post emotional things too. So let's don't get mad at them for doing the same thing. And let's have our guys' backs, support them. Anyway, I appreciate you tuning into the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. And even though we're on a 7-game losing streak, I'm always going to say, Q Country Roads.